Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about being stout-hearted. How does being stout-hearted, which we'll get into briefly, impact your level of productivity, and how can it really have a major impact on your life? So thanks for being here. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com to see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. A really great series of programs and workshops, which you'll see on the website. Thanks for being here. I should also say a few words about myself first. This is your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestsellers Raising Fences, author of the acclaimed historical novel Americas, author of the most recently animated Black and Brown Pulitzer Prize nominated Animating Black and Brown Liberation, A Theory of American Literature. So please cross your fingers for that one for me. We'll find out in April, I think. That's when the announcement is. I'm the board president of the World Stage. My educational background, which is a great nonprofit in Los Angeles, Crenshaw District. I'm also, my educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, master's UCLA, PhD English Lit from UC Riverside. Guys, I'm an expert at being productive, right? I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are just surprised typically when they hear that, when they hear my background, because it's so crazy. I'm the product of a young girl who was sexually assaulted at age 16. A terrible story. Gave birth to me at 17 as a result of that assault. I was subsequently given up for adoption at the age of a month to an amazing single divorcee, yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet it's cool. Modi famously said, "How you like me now?" And if I can be this productive and be so through joy, I'm believing that many people can, in a similar way, be productive, all right? So we just thank you for being here. And that really inspires me personally, inspires our business, and certainly inspires this show, because we know it's not where you're from, it's where you're about to go. So let's go. Let's dive in. So we're talking about being stout-hearted. Stout-hearted can be defined as kind of being strong-hearted, being of courage in good times, and as we say, during challenge and abundance. So you want that to be, we encourage people to have that as an intention, as a goal, to be stout-hearted. And so a part of the stout-hearted piece, which is point one, is beginning from the inside out, is building up the stoutness of your heart. Well, how do you do that, we talk a lot about on the show about meditation, about various types of spiritual modalities, yoga, etc., running, prayer, ways to commune with the self, to have a relationship with yourself that's actually stronger. And so, which segues right into point two. And a part of that stout-heartedness piece, that self-relationship, is being able to love, right? Which seems an odd thing to say in a show aimed at entrepreneurs, but having the capacity to love yourself. I saw a video yesterday, or this morning actually, about a Chapman University student who's spouting right in class, racist and homophobic. It was a rant. I mean, just inward and hard G-ing people, and I mean, it's really, 21. Of course, he's heard that certainly from his family, his environment. That's been normalized for him. So he felt under the influence of alcohol, he felt he was free to kind of say it publicly. What I'm sure he says quite a bit, or folks in his family or friends say around him all the time, because he was so vociferous with it, So in the context of that, I mean, those types of attitudes are antithetical to love, right? And to embracing our fellow citizens. And when you hear those types of things, it disheartens you. This guy's a young guy, and that clearly those ideas didn't just come from anywhere. Those came from clearly his environment, his family. The folks, his friends probably in Orange County. I mean, that's how they speak about black people, about gay people in their private domain. But under the influence of alcohol, he was willing to just say it out in public. And you are reminded that those are the beliefs that people have. I know as a professor, I at least once a year in class, we talk about through literature times when someone in our class ask them to raise your hand if you've ever heard someone in your family, your friends, in a circle of intimates, say something disparaging or racist about, for example, black people. every semester, almost every hand is raised every time. That's always it's hurtful to see that my students who I'm pouring myself out to and serving and all these things, and that's their experience. So I mean, I know because I have these conversations, and which is why it's important to have people in your life who are not like you, who are from different types of experiences, so you can really see how the other half thinks. But then we have a discussion about that through literature, about race and family and power and belief systems, and being bold-hearted to have your own points of view. So, it's challenging work for sure, and even now thinking about it makes me a little emotional because you think, wow, here's what people are up against every day. When the folks who hire, fire, run the world oftentimes hold those beliefs in private, So, but that's why you have to be bold-hearted and be able to be loving in the midst of that. I'm not saying you need to give anyone a pass. In fact, you need to challenge that. That's what we do. We challenge those activities in class, but also in public, but also be able to not allow those attitudes to become you. Because the thing about when people spew hate, the response, of course, which at times in the short run it can be a good response, frankly, is to lash out. But then we have to take a step back and reflect that we don't want to be like those people, and we want to love, which goes right into point 3. A part of being stout-hearted is rooting your life in love, making love a verb, an action word, being about service, being about giving, and being about the righteous cause. Boom, goes the dynamite. That's all we have for today's show. We will see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.